Ladies and gentlemen, beautiful creatures of the world, before we begin today's show, I would like to take 1 minute to thank each and every person who has watched, liked, and shared my videos on the missing 14-year-old girl from New Sweden. For those of you who do not know, New Sweden is the next town over from where I live. 14-year-old Stephanie Damron walked into the woods on September 23rd, 2024, and has not been seen since. There will be a purple candle in each of my videos. We are joining the Light the Sky campaign to bring Stephanie home. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for sharing, liking, and watching my videos and helping bring awareness to the disappearance of this 14-year-old little girl.
Out to the Conjuring house controversy.
My reputation and my business has been destroyed.
And whose fault is that, Jacqueline Nunez? Hello, beautiful creatures of the world, guys and ghouls. Jacqueline Nunez is back in the press again. For those of you who didn't know, yesterday, Jacqueline Nunez did an interview with WPRI TV, Channel 12, from Rhode Island, and it was quite the interview, let me tell you. I have never seen a more narcissistic, cold, cruel, and unkind person be interviewed in my life. She just gives me the chills. But before we get to that, it is a beautiful day in the far north of Maine. We're having a snowstorm up along the Canadian border, which is a good thing because I will be going snowshoeing this weekend in the Crown of Maine. I hope everybody is having a beautiful day wherever you might be. I hope you're having a day filled with fabulosity and dang good coffee, because you're going to need dang good coffee to get through Jacqueline Nunez's shenanigans in this interview. I have never seen a more unkind person claim spirituality. This entire interview was her making one excuse after the next and blaming the people she has victimized for the behavior she has perpetrated against them. Let's listen to a little bit more about what Jacqueline has to say about Brian Dansereau. Remember, Jacqueline withheld Brian Dansereau's pay. He has to take her to court. He has a lawsuit against her right now. And this is what Jacqueline Nunez had to say about Brian Dansereau.
Of all things spiritual, when I heard about the Conjuring house, for me, it was an opportunity to really own a place that I knew was authentically paranormally active.
But her business hit turbulence in July when Nunez fired General Manager Brian Dansereau. She says the decision came after she heard from the spirit of John Arnold, the home's 19th century owner.
I did get a message from John Arnold from the 1800s, and I also, have records of merchandise and stuff, and know that he stole.
Dansereau denies stealing anything and filed a claim with the state's labor department. He is suing Nunez for unpaid wages. His attorney says he's still waiting to be made whole, but Nunez disagrees. So he's been caught up to date?
Yes, and he got his final payment. So I don't know what he's still yelling about. He's paid, and he was dumb to steal. I mean, he stood to make close to $100,000.
Liar, liar, pants on fire, Jacqueline Nunez, and you should be very ashamed of yourself for telling these lies on television. You, in fact, have not made Brian Dansereau whole. You have not paid him the money that you owe him for the time that he worked for you. Just like you have not made restitution to your former employees who resigned in May of 2024. In some way, shape, or form, guys and ghouls, Jacqueline Nunez owes a lot of people who used to work for her a lot of money. Now, whether it is compensation from work that they did and did not get paid for, or it is their personal property that burned down along with a barn on the Conjuring house property in late 2023. Brian Dansereau did not steal anything from the Conjuring house. He did not steal $3,000 from the gift shop. Ladies and gentlemen, guys and ghouls, after the WPRI Channel 12 interview dropped, Brian Dansereau did make this statement on his Facebook page. I'm going to leave that here for a second. Everybody can screenshot that. You can clip it and do whatever it is that you want. Brian has assured the public that he has not had any compensation from Jacqueline Nunez. What Brian Dansereau has had from Jacqueline Nunez is a lot of harassment, and then in this interview, she calls him names. This is what we're talking about Jacqueline Nunez victimizing her victims all over again. Every time this lady opens her mouth, she turns the entire situation around. She tries gaslighting the public at every chance she gets. Let's listen to this next clip and some more malarkey that Jacqueline Nunez had to say in the Channel 12 interview last night.
The dispute has spurred tension in the paranormal community that's been growing for months. It ramped up after Nunez accused Jason Hawes, the star of Sci-Fi's Ghost Hunters, of an assassination attempt. She says Hawes has fueled an online frenzy that's now affecting her business.
Jason Hawes started a lot of hate and hate and hate and hate and slandered and defamed and hate. And I think the question should go back to Jason. Why, Jason?
In August, Hawes filed this police report claiming Nunez had been harassing him and his family.
She's been still sending me messages, even though we've gotten the no contact order, no trespass order. She's violated it, and she just continues to violate it.
Do you have any regrets in the past 9 months of everything that's going on? Is there anything that you would have changed or done differently?
No, because I haven't done anything. I've just been running my business. No, I mean, maybe I could have had a slightly different tone on a couple of my angry emails.
And hate and hate and hate. Jacqueline Nunez, forever the victim, guys and ghouls. It is so incomprehensible, the things that we have covered on this channel. Remember, we have been covering this Conjuring issue with Jacqueline Nunez since Jason Hawes presented it on a live to the world on his YouTube channel. Go check him out. He's over there at Jason Hawes. And the live stream that he put up was back in July. This was a week or so before Brian Dansereau was fired. Jason wanted to give the former employees of the Conjuring house a voice because all through the spring of 2024, Jacqueline had been doing nothing but berating and threatening and harassing and abusing those former employees. And in July, Jason Hawes said, enough is enough. I am going to give you a platform to let you get your side of the story out, because every time somebody would attempt to get their side of the story out, Jacqueline would say, I will bury you in lawsuits. And since nobody had the money, except for Jason, to combat her, should she bury them in lawsuits, he gave the platform. And this is how we, on Coffee with Kerri-Lynn, first learned about what was going on in my home state, Rhode Island. This has been escalating and escalating for months now in the public sphere. And every time you turn around, Jacqueline is playing the victim. Jason Hawes is not an assassin. He's a plumber. Guys and ghouls, that was an official glitch in the Matrix. As you well know, I live on a working homestead, and sometimes people have to go from point A to get to point B, and they have to go through the small corner of my kitchen that I'm relegated to do all my podcasting and run my small fiber business out of. Where were we? Oh yes, Jacqueline, the professional gaslighter. She is accusing everybody of doing to her what in fact she has been doing to them. She has been making their lives absolutely miserable. She has been mean. She has been vicious. She has been violent. She has flung accusations hither and yon about people. And yet she claims she's the victim on television. Jacqueline Nunez claims that she is only trying to run her business. She doesn't deserve any of this negativity cast towards her. Jacqueline Nunez, you have been trying to run your business, and yet we find out that you, in fact, have been operating your business without workers' compensation insurance since May of 2022. We find out that you have been selling merchandise through your gift shop. Have you, in fact, paid Rhode Island the sales tax that it is alleged you did not collect at point of sale? Jacqueline Nunez, in the course of running your business, do you have a Rhode Island resale license so that you can actually sell merchandise at your venue? Jacqueline Nunez, as a woman just trying to run her business, did you not throw paying customers that paid in advance, traveled halfway across the country to have an investigative night at your venue, the Conjuring House, did you not throw them out of the venue and not reimburse them? Jacqueline Nunez, why do you owe your former employees so much money if all you are trying to do is run your business? Jacqueline Nunez has also done some pretty alarming things as a small business owner in Burrillville, Rhode Island. Jacqueline Nunez, not long ago, in October, was in fact arrested for drunk driving. She was speeding through the town of Burrillville when she almost hit a car head on. She was trying to get away from the police. Does this sound to you like a competent business owner? Jacqueline Nunez feels that she has done nothing wrong. None of this is her fault. The one thing she would change, though, is maybe she would try to have handled those deranged, unhinged, hateful, spiteful, violent, threatening emails and texts toward other people. Jacqueline Nunez is a professional gaslighter. She can sit in front of a television reporter and bald-faced lie with a straight face. That is some level of narcissism, ladies and gentlemen, guys and ghouls. And it is not over yet. Let's watch the last part of the interview that WPRI Channel 12 did with Jacqueline Nunez.
Business is now in jeopardy. In November, Burrillville Town Councilors voted to not renew her entertainment license, effectively shutting it down. Do you foresee yourself to continue business operations? What does that look like for you?
Well, here's the thing that is also reckless, cruel, and retaliatory. We have guests booked internationally through December. We have guests flying in internationally. Well, I'm telling them that I'm staying open, so they're going to have to come and shut me down because I'm not going to do that to the guests.
Town officials cited concerns like the building not having required sprinklers and a fire alarm system, structural issues on the first floor. In a statement, town manager Michael Woods says Nunez was difficult, uncooperative, and aggressive during the licensing process. And if she keeps operating without a license, they will take her to court. Nunez says she's ready to fight back.
And bam, there you have it, straight from the horse's mouth. Jacqueline Nunez is not going to stop. Jacqueline Nunez is the only Rhode Island business owner that is above the law. She will run and operate her establishment, her venue, without a license. Jacqueline Nunez does not care about the law, ladies and gentlemen, guys and ghouls. She has not cared about the law since the very beginning. Before all of this hit the public sphere, her former employees, those that resigned in May of 2024, went through ordeals with her that are absolutely heinous, that no employee should ever be put through by an employer. And she threatened them flat out that if they took this into the public realm, she'd bury them in lawsuits. The former employees and jasonhawes ended up getting no contact orders, no trespass orders on her. She did not care. She continues to send texts and messages, vile, nasty, horrendous, horrible emails and texts to these people. She knows she's not supposed to do that, and she doesn't care because she is above the law. It does not matter to Jacqueline Nunez that she is destroying her former employees' sense of safety. Jacqueline Nunez did not care that she ran her business without workers' compensation insurance. Jacqueline Nunez may or may not owe the state of Rhode Island sales tax, but she don't care about that either. And now, so that she doesn't disappoint those that have booked investigations and house tours in December, she's going to run that business without a business license. However, she did not care that she threw Scott Kislars and his wife out of the Conjuring house in the middle of an investigation after Scott paid $1,089 for that experience. He was never reimbursed because Jacqueline Nunez does not care. So what will happen if Jacqueline Nunez actually does run the business without a license? Well, it's a misdemeanor in the state of Rhode Island, ladies and gentlemen, and it comes with a $500 fine. So they will have to go into court. She will be fined. And I don't think she cares. In the course of the last 5 to 6 months, as this Conjuring house drama has unfolded, we have seen such horrendous behavior from Jacqueline Nunez, owner of the Conjuring house. I don't know where it ends. I don't know if anybody has the power to stop this woman. She does nothing but inflict damage upon every person she comes in contact with. She doesn't care what the law says. She doesn't care what the state says. Jacqueline Nunez is going to do what she wants to do. And we all have it in time and memoriam on the news. Ladies and gentlemen, beautiful creatures of the world, be the kindness that you want to see in the world. Do not be Jacqueline Nunez. And as always, carpe diem. Because no one promised you a tomorrow.